Hello and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. I am Peter, and today I'm playing through Marvel Champions, and I'm super excited because the Mad Titan Shadow just came out, the latest big box expansion, and today we're going to investigate one of the heroes from that and one of the first scenarios, actually the first scenario. So we are playing as Monica Rambeau, aka Spectrum, and we are going to be playing against Ebony Maw. So I'm super excited. So when I do these first impression videos, I have not played against Ebony Maw yet, and I have not played as Monica Rambeau yet. So I'm super excited to experience this with you for the first time today. Also, if you want to learn more about how to play Marvel Champions, we have tons of videos, not only here on One Stop Co-op Shop, but also on our stream channel, One Stop Co-op Shop Streamed, where later today, I am going to be playing against the second scenario with the other hero that's in the base set. So I'll be playing with Adam Warlock against Corvus Glade and Proxima Midnight. So super excited to play through that as well. If this is your first time joining us, welcome, and we hope you enjoy the content. Join us here for more Marvel Champions playthroughs, but we also, on our One Stop Co-op Shop stream channel, play Marvel Champions every Friday night. We're going to be playing through the whole campaign, front to back on expert mode, so come join us there for that as well. But without further ado, let's find out what Monica Rambeau does, and I'm super excited about her because I'm a huge fan of Captain Marvel. I love the movies. I love how she was introduced there. If you haven't seen WandaVision, her story evolves during WandaVision, so make sure you go see that over on Disney+. The other thing I wanted to say before we get started is, while I am playing this on Tabletop Simulator, that we do own everything that we play on Tabletop Simulator. I think it's a lot easier to get a clearer view. As you can see, you get nice zoomed in views of all the cards, things like that. So it's just a lot easier to record over here. And also, because we play over long distances, that's another reason that we go with Tabletop Simulator. But please support your publishers. Fantasy Flight is a great publisher. They make lots of great games. Marvel Champions, one of those games, and just support them if you do enjoy what they produce. All right, so let's get going. Monica Rambeau. Let's see. Setup. Put all 3 energy upgrades into play face down. Well, right now I got them face up just so we can go over what they are. Power down. Forced response. After you change to this form, turn all your energy upgrades face down. All right, so we're going to have to turn these face down whenever we come over to this form. So she doesn't really have anything special. 3 recovery, 11 hit points, 6 hand size. It's pretty standard stuff. Let's see what she gets on her Spectrum side. So she's a 1/1/1. She's an Aerial Avenger. She has Energy Transformation, Forced Response. After you change to this form, choose one face-down energy form to upgrade. Flip that face up to change to that energy form. All right, so she's a 1/1/1, not very strong on her base stats, with a hand size of 5 over here. So let's see what these upgrades do. Energy form permanent, so this stays in play. They're not getting rid of it. Its Spectrum gets +2 attack. Oh, so that would give her 3 attack, which would be very nice. Hero response, after you change to this form, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So when you flip over to the Spectrum side, you're going to deal 1 damage to an enemy and get 3 attack. Pretty good. So now we got Photon. I'm sorry, the first one was Gamma. Now we got Photon, which is Spectrum gains +2 thwart. Hero response, after you change to this form, remove a threat from a scheme. Okay, so I see what she's getting at. She's like, can attack really well, she can thwart really well, but only one of those things at a time. Let's see what Pulsar is. Spectrum gets +2 defense. All right, so again, all her base stats she could get boosts to, but only one at a time. Hero response, after you change to this energy form, heal 1 damage from Spectrum. All right, so that's probably not going to be your first one. So we got the attack one, the thwart one, and the defense one. Pretty cool. Well, let's see what kind of cards she has and see what's new in her deck. All right. Ooh, so we got some signature cards already right off the bat. We got Photon Speed, Hero Action Thwart, change to Photon Energy form, and remove 4 threat from a scheme. Oh, very nice. If you are already in Photon Energy form, ignore the crisis icon of the thwart. So that means if there's a crisis out there, it doesn't matter. We also have Gamma Blast. Change to Gamma Energy form and deal 7 damage to the enemy. Holy moly! That'll be an 8th damage just for changing form also. And 3 attack. Wow. Alright, now I'm starting to see what she wants to do here. If you are already in Gamma Energy form, this attack gains Overkill. So if you're killing a minion, keeps going. Energy is always good to have with those expensive cards in your hand. Let's see. Oh, so she's a leadership deck. Let's see what we got here. Moxie After you change form, your hero gets +1 to all your stats till the end of the round, which seems pretty good. Mighty Avengers. Play under any player's control. Max 1 team card per player. All right, so this is a team card. I see that there. If each of your characters have Avengers trait, each ally you control gets +1 thwart and +1 attack. That's pretty good, but it is also 3, so that's pretty expensive. All right, Captain America, 6! What the heck? 224, so that's a decent stat line with toughness. Reduces costs by 1 for each Avenger character you control. All right, that makes sense. All right, well, we're not going to start with this. We're definitely not starting with this. Moxie, I'm going to hold on to it because I can use it as a resource, worst case scenario. So I'm just going to draw 2 cards. Let's see what else we get. All right, ooh, so we've got another signature card. We got Energy Duplication, Hero Resource. Exhaust Energy Duplication to generate the printed resource on your face-up energy form upgrade. Oh, so you get to get whatever energy they have on there. All right, I didn't even notice they had energy down there. So that's pretty cool. It's free resources. I always like free resources. And Speed of Light. Change energy forms and draw a card. Holy moly. All right, so she wants to be flip-flopping around between her energy forms, getting plus draw, plus thwart, plus attack. Very nice. All right, so let's see what the villains got going on up here. Ebony Maw. Forced Interrupt. When Ebony Maw activates against you, remove an invocation counter from each spell card in your play area. All right, so apparently they're going to have spell cards. 2 scheme, 1 attack. Not the greatest stats in the world, but we're doing the attack on nowhere. So let's figure out what the theme is. Ebony Maw leads an assault on nowhere in order to capture the power stones stored within. So not only do you use the normal Ebony Maw stuff, but actually this one uses 2 encounter sets. We got Armies of Titan and the Black Order. Oh man, Black Order, that doesn't sound good. I know who those are. Those are like his buddies. All right, when revealed, each player discards cards from the top of the spell encounter deck until a spell environment is discarded and puts it into play in their play area. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter decks. So we're not going to go through stuff. We just got to look for a spell, basically. Well, let's do that now. No spells so far. That's also not a spell. There we go. There's a spell. So normally these spells surge. I'm assuming it doesn't know because it says put it into play. But we'll put these 3 back and shuffle them in. Fireball. That doesn't sound good. What the heck's a fireball? Enters play with 4 invocation counters. All right, so let's put 4 counters on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what does it do? Force response. After the last invocation counter is removed from fireball, discard it and deal 4 damage to your identity. Huh. Interesting. So this is like a countdown to doom and its identity too. It's not hero. So it doesn't matter what side I'm on. I'm still going to get 4 damage to my face. All right. So that's good to know. Anything else we need for setup? All right. So we are going to start with 1 threat on the scheme. It raises by 1 a turn. And if it gets to 6, we move on to the second part of this. So this is the attack on nowhere. All right. Well, let's get going with ourselves. I don't think I need the remove the threat. Let's see. Can I easily get that 3? Yeah, I can. All right. So I'm going to flip over and I'm going to flip my attack 1. So that way I'm going to do 1 damage to an enemy. Let's go ahead and do that. Then I'm going to play Speed of Light over here, which lets me change energy forms and draw a card. So I'm going to draw a card. We'll see what that is in a minute, but as I change forms, I'm going to change over here, which lets me remove a threat from a scheme. So let's do that. Now, I want to play Gamma Blast, so I want to go right back over to my attacky side and deal 7 damage to the enemy, which seems pretty good. So there is 1, 2. Actually, let's see what this is. Oh, this lets me generate a resource. Well, let's put this one in for those 2, obviously. And then I'm going to pay this resource to get me a mental. I'll play both of these photon speeds here to flip me back to gamma form, which will do 1 more damage. So I paid 3 total for this Gamma Blast. 1 more damage plus the 7 from the card. So 1 damage plus 7 down to 5. All right, this match has just started, and that seems like a pretty darn good first turn. And I'm not done yet. I have Moxie still in my hand, so I would have had to do this as soon as I changed forms, but let's say I did. So that gives me +1 to my entire stat line, so that makes me 2s across the board. So now I have 2 attack, plus 2 more from this. That is 4 total attack. Seems good to knock Ebony Maw over here down to 1 health on the first turn. And I got a little blocking if I need it. Wow. All right, that is what I call a fun first turn. All right, so now on the hero side, I'm only drawing 5 cards. Let's see. So I don't have as many signature cards. That's okay. But I got Ready to Rumble. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Hero response. After you change form, discard this card and ready your hero. Well, guess what Spectrum likes to do? She loves to change forms. So you can ready your hero. Oh, that means I can attack or do whatever. And then I can also heal if I flip over as well. That's kind of neat. So yeah, so it's a hero response. Oh, I think you have to change into a hero form if I'm reading this correctly. Oh, Blade. Oh, one of my favorites. I didn't realize they were crossing over Blade here, but that's pretty cool. I love Wesley Snipes in the Blade movies. Call me crazy, but I loved those when I was growing up. All right, so Forced Response. After Blade thwarts or attacks, choose to either spend a fist resource from your hand or discard Blade. So he's only 1 to bring out, but you're going to have to pay a fist over and over. Thankfully, there's a fist on this, and this gives me a fist. So not the worst thing in the world. Avenger's Tower. We know this one. If each of your allies has the Avenger trait, increase your ally limit by 1. Exhaust Avenger's Tower to reduce the cost of the next Avenger ally played this phase by 1. So makes allies cheaper, which would actually make Blade free. Pretty good. Wait, is Blade an Avenger? Yeah. All right, cool. We also have Mighty Avengers. We already saw this one. +1 thwart and +1 attack. Maybe. And then Mass Attack. Exhaust 3 allies you control that share a trait with your hero. Deal X damage to the enemy, where X is the total attack of those allies and your hero? What? And you don't have to exhaust your hero for this one. Holy moly! That seems good. Now, I don't have that many, so I'm not going to worry about playing it this turn, but seems pretty good. All right, but let's go to the villain's turn and see what they're going to do to us. First things first, we are going to add 1 threat to the scheme. Then he's going to attack me, and when Ebony Maw activates against you, remove an invocation counter from each spell card in your play area. So let's go ahead and remove one of those invocation counters. He's going to attack. I am not going to defend. I'm going to just take this one. So attacking for 1, boosting for another 1. So that's 2 total damage. 1, 2, not the worst thing in the world. And then we're going to have to draw an event card. So the event card is an Outrider. 1/1 with 2 life. 1 reveal. Discard a card at random from your hand. Boost. Discard a card at random from your hand. Outriders are genetically engineered creatures wholly devoted to their maker. By the way, I should read Monica's flavor text as well. The name is Monica, or Spectrum if you're nasty. Ebony Maw says, your powers are quaint. Let me show you real magic. All right, so I'm going to have to discard a card at random from my hand. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's gather these cards up, flip them over, shuffle them up, and discard 1. No! Not the Avengers Tower. Not the one I wanted to lose. That's a shame. All right, and we still got this Outrider buddy in front of us. I'm going to discard that, and we are ready for our turn. Well, Blade's got something to say about this Outrider here. He's not real happy with the way that just went down. So I'm going to spend Mass Attack to pay for Blade. Blade is coming into play. We're going to use Energy Duplication to copy that fist from our Gamma card, have Blade attack, and destroy this Outrider, which makes me happy. Then I am going to put a damage on Blade. Next, I am going to play Ready to Rumble. After you change form, discard this card. Now there's cards that let me switch forms. We already saw that, but there's no way for me to do it unless I flip to my other side and then flip back. Yeah, so this will be used when I have a card to play, whatever else. All right. Well, since Blade took care of that for me, I am just going to attack. Now remember, my attack's 1, but I do get +2 attack because Oh, I don't even need the +2 attack. That's right. We got one more. You're out of here, buddy. Ebony Maw 1. We are ready for Ebony Maw 2 already, who comes in with 18 health. Force response. When Ebony Maw activates against you, remove an invocation counter from the spell in play. We already knew that. When revealed, each player discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a spell card and puts that card into the play area. Now this time, we do not replace those cards. Doesn't look like, so come on. Shadows of the Past. Advance isn't terrible. Another one of those Outriders. We got Restrained. Oh, is that a spell? Nope. Not a spell. Oh, Shadows of the Past. Bye-bye, Shadows of the Past. That makes me happy. All right, I'm ready for a spell now. Come on, spell. Assault's not bad to get rid of. Wow, we got some side schemes. I'm just happy to be rid of Shadows of the Past on this draw. Ah, there's my obligation. That's gone as well. Going through. Ooh, Black Dwarf. So cool. 6 life, 3 attack. Black Dwarf gains overkill. All right, that's really bad for an ally deck, which is what I have. So really glad to get rid of him. Still no spell. Still no spell. There we go. There's a spell. All right, let's go ahead and put this one in front of us. Enters play with 3 counters on it. Well, we'll go ahead and do that. And then when he attacks, he removes from all of them. Invocation from each spell in play. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the deck. Put that card into your play area. So it does not, again, say to reveal it. So we don't do the Surge. Force response. After the last invocation counter is removed from this card, discard it. Deal 2 damage to each character you control. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6 damage all at the same time and taking out all my allies. That doesn't make me happy, and that is 3 turns from happening. Now, to be fair, I already defeated one of his forms through my first time through. So, all right. I got 2 more turns because this just came in front of me. So I'm done with my turn. I'm going to ready everything up. I draw my hand. Band Together. This card generates a wild resource for each ally you control to a maximum of 3. Oh, that is really neat. Mass Attack. We already know that. Exhaust 3 allies you control. That's sure. So you have to exhaust all 3. We got Strength here. We got another Ready to Rumble. And we got Gamma Blast. Oh, wait a minute. If you were already in Gamma form, it gains Overkill. Oh, sweet. So if there is a minion in front of me, I could kill that, and I can keep going. Let's go ahead and go back here, though. We'll add a threat to the scheme. He is going to attack me for 2 now. And let's go ahead and boost that. I am not going to block. Oh my gosh, 3 more. That's 5. So I put a beat down on Ebony Maw, but he's like, 2 can play at this game, Spectrum. All right. Let's go ahead and draw an encounter card. And we got Agents of Thanos. When revealed, Alter Ego. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each spell environment in your play area. So we're not on that, thankfully. When in hero form, deal 1 damage to your hero for each spell environment in your play area. If you take no damage, this card gains Surge. 2 spells in my play area. That's 2 damage. Holy moly. This is going to be a fast game one way or another. Ebony Maw and I are like bashing each other back and forth. Interesting. Okay. So we are going to get rid of, and unfortunately I just don't have a lot to do with this stuff. I do have Blade over here still. All right. Pay 2, pay 1 more. So for a total of 3, we're going to pay for this Gamma Blast. Change to Gamma Energy form, but I'm already there. Deal 7 damage to the enemy. If you're already in this form, gain Overkill. Well, I am already in the form, so it gains Overkill, but there's no minions to hit with it, so it's fine. It just does all 7 right to the face of Ebony Maw. And then I got Blade. You know what? We're going to spend that Fist resource for Blade to attack. Blade's going to do 2 damage. Is that all Blade's special abilities are? Yep. So Blade's going to do 2 damage. Over here, 1, 2. I am going to have to flip. Probably means we're going to lose this, but I can't not heal, right? I mean, if I do 3 damage, he's down to 6. Do I do that and not heal and just take a chance? I mean, that seems like an awful big gamble to go into this with 1 life left. I think I am going to flip and heal. I'll take my chances with doing 3 less. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. But I just can't imagine. By the way, this gets flipped down, which means this energy duplication would be useless because I don't have any flipped up right now. All right, I am going to hold on to Band Together, although it's really only 1 resource, but if I play another Avenger, then it'll be 2 resources, so I'm going to hold on to it. I get to draw 5 cards, ready up, and let's see where we go. Oh, there you go. Kalu! After Kalu enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event. Add that event to your hand and shuffle your deck. Okay, pretty sweet. Ooh, Blue Marvel. There you go. So that's an Avenger. That's an Avenger. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have gotten rid of that big attack. After Blue Marvel enters play, change energy forms. Oh, there you go. That'll let me ready to rumble. Nice. Pulsar Shield. When Spectrum defends, change to Pulsar energy form and ready Spectrum. If you were in Pulsar energy form, she gains Retaliate 1 until the end of the phase. Pulsar must be the... yeah, that's the defensive one. We also have another energy duplicator. Sweet. So more free resources, and we know what that is. So we got a double resource to play Kalu, and then I'm going to get Blue Marvel out, and then we're just going to do a Smackdown. And I got this. After you change form, discard this to ready your hero. So after I change form, so I can even heal myself, then I'll be in hero form, and as a hero response, after I change forms, I can discard it to ready my hero. I think that's how it works. I think it's when you are there. So after I change forms, I would then be in hero form. Then I could do my hero response. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I don't think you could do it the other way, though. Change to Monica Rambeau form and discard it. I think it's the form you're changing to, if I'm not mistaken. But leave comments in the show notes if you think otherwise. All right, let's see what Ebony Maw does. He's going to do 1. He's going to scheme now, which is not good. But before he does that, let's not forget, when he activates against you, don't forget to remove these counters. 1, 2 counters gone here. So that's 2 more turns before I take 6 damage to the face and 2 to all my allies. So hopefully the game is over before that. It seems to be going pretty quickly right now. So one way or another, I feel like it might be over at that point. All right, so we're going to have Ebony Maw now scheme. So Ebony Maw schemes for 2. Plus, we're flipping 1, 2 more, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. On the scheme, it only needed 6 to go out, so attack on nowhere is gone. Now, we're going to look at the Power Stone. When revealed, shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Each player discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a spell environment is discarded and puts it into play in their play area. Are you kidding me? I went through almost the whole deck. I mean, I guess that's good. Wow. Spells, spells, everywhere, spells. There it is. Now again, it just said put into play, so it's not revealed. This one enters with 2. Oh. These came out conveniently to do maximum destruction to me. So let's see what this is. After the last evocation counter is removed from manipulation, discard it. Discard a card at random from your hand. And you're confused. That one's not as bad, which is probably why it came in with only 2. Alright, so that is just from the Power Stone. Ebony Maw uses his powerful magic to occupy you while his agents search for the Power Stone. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. So we only have 1 on here from the bottom here, and if it gets to 9, we lose. So we got that going for us. Alright, so now that Ebony Maw has activated, let's pull our encounter card, see what that looks like. When revealed, discard an upgrade or support in control. If no cards were discarded this way, this card gains Surge. You know what? Happily. Upgrade. Yep. Happily get rid of that to make sure that I don't die right here from everything. And I think I'm in a good spot, honestly. So let's go ahead and flip over. We're not going to heal this time. So we choose a card. We're going to choose Gamma. Let me see something real quick. That's right. We got that. All right. So we're going to do Gamma, which will do 1 damage. Plink. We are going to pay 2 resources to put in Kalu. After Kalu enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event. Add that event to your hand and shuffle the deck. That's pretty cool because I want to see what some other stuff are here, if we haven't seen them all. Not thinking I should have done this first, because then I could have played Moxie when I flip, but I'm not going to go back. Ooh, Mass Attack! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Am I going to be able to pay for that is the question. I think the answer is yes, actually. So definitely Mass Attack. Let's see how that goes. White Tiger. Oh, I love ninjas. By the way, if you know anything about me, if I ever create a leadership deck, I'm sure White Tiger is going to be in it. I don't care if she's good or not. Let's see. She's 2/2/2 for 3 costs. That's pretty expensive for somebody with 2 life. Let's see what she does to earn that cost. Response: after you play her from your hand, draw X cards to a maximum of 3, where X is equal to the villain's stage number. If the villain has no stage number, draw 1 card. So they thought ahead about this, because some of the other ones don't say that. And so if they have no stage number, which the only one I know of right now is Wrecking Crew, but all those cards that say stage number are worthless against Wrecking Crew, I'm glad they actually thought about that. That's really good design right there. It means they're really paying attention. Ooh, so 2 more Pulsar Shields, which are, change the Pulsar mode and get Retaliate 1. Pretty neat. So, and then Moxie, we know. All right, so let's go ahead and shuffle these 4 cards back in. Definitely want White Tiger in there. So she costs 2, but she could draw you 3 cards, and she would right now because it's Villain Stage 3. So that's kind of neat. All right, let's see if we can make this work. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3 resources to get Blue Marvelin. Then... oh, look at this. This card generates a resource for each ally you control to a maximum of 3. That's 3 resources. Let's do mass attack, shall we? Oh my goodness. All right, so my attack is 3. So let's see what it says. Hero action attack. Exhaust 3 allies you control. 1, 2, 3. Exhausted. That share a trait with your hero. Oh, let's make sure. Avenger or Aerial. We got Avenger Vampire, Avenger Mystic, and Aerial Avenger. So that's both traits. Very nice. They all have Avenger, so that's fine. Deal X damage to the enemy, where X is the total attack of the allies and your hero. So that's 2 attack, 3 attack, 4, 5 attack, 6, 7, 8 attack. 8 attack, and then I am going to attack for another 3, so that would be 11 attack. That seems pretty good. Pretty good, especially when they only have 8 life. Boom! Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that is the end of Ebony Maw. Now, I did just play on standard here. Normally, I'd play expert, but a couple things. Number one, whenever I play a first deck, and this is the starter deck right out of the box, I always tend to play on standard just to get a feel for the hero. Spectrum seems a lot cooler than I thought. That 1/1/1 stat line scared me at first, but she's got a lot of flexibility with these 3 different energy forms. So I don't know. I think she's pretty cool. This pre-con seems pretty good. Things are working in pretty good synergy here. I didn't even see hero response after Blue Marvel enters play. Change energy forms. It says change. So guess what? I would have done... Ooh. Would I have done less damage? I would have done less damage. So I would have had to change forms to my thwart form. So I would have done 2 less damage, 4 less damage. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Did I mess that up? So 4 less damage. She had 8. I did 11. That would have been 7 damage. Uh-oh. This game's not over, folks. I would be in my other form. Because it doesn't say you may change forms. I had to change forms. All right. So let's hold up for my final thoughts. Because I messed that up. I should have read that going in and known full well not to be in that energy form, but I didn't, and thankfully these aren't going off. Now if these go off this turn, I am in trouble, like big trouble, all kinds of trouble. All right, so let's go ahead and draw that. All right, Power Man enters play with 2 chi counters on him. Action: discard any number of chi counters from Power Man. He gets +2 attack for each chi counter discarded this way until the end of the phase. So he has 0 attack normally. It does 2 damage to him to do that, but he could do 4 attack. That's pretty good. We got Photon Speed, change to Photon Energy form, and remove 4 threat from a scheme. If you are already in Photon Energy form, ignore the Crisis icon. There you go. Pulsar Shield. When Spectrum defends, change to Pulsar Energy form. So this is a defensive thing. So I can change to my defensive form while I'm attacking. That's one thing I didn't notice about Pulsar Shield before. If you were already in Pulsar Energy form, she gains Retaliate 1 until the end of the phase. Generate a resource, so that'd be 3 resources right now. Pretty good. Mighty Avengers. That's plus attack and thwart to all your allies again. Alrighty. Well, I think I'll be okay, but we'll see. Time for the enemy phase. We are going to add 1 threat. Then Ebony Maw is going to attack. Attack for 2. Sorry, Blade. You have been awesome. Let me tell you. You have been amazing, but you are going to take this attack. So, attacks for 2. By the way, got to remember to remove a counter from each of these. One more turn, and it's going to be very, very bad. So attacks for 2 plus 1. So that's a total of 3 attack, which is more than enough to take care of Blade. He was very valiant. He did a lot of stuff, lots of help, and he died heroically in the end. So thank you for your service, Blade. Now, let's go to Ebony Maw and see what my event card ends up being. Blood to Spare. It's a treachery. When revealed, each minion engaged with the player activates against that player. Each player who is not engaged with a minion searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Black Order minion and puts it into play engaged with them. Shuffle the encounter deck. So, we'll go ahead and look through here. Actually, I'll just do this. This is an easier way to search. So let's see. Oh, there's a Black Order. Guard. I don't like that, so let's not go there. There's another spell. Oh, let's look at this. Pacification. Surge. Force response. After the last invocation counter is removed from it, discard it and exhaust each upgrade you control, and you are stunned. Well, I don't like that. When revealed, discard a card at random from your hand. Oh, so these are Black Order cards. Oh, I'm alright with that. Alright, we'll just take an Outrider. Now, does it say to reveal it? Let's see. Black Order minion puts it into play engaged with them. Shuffle the encounter deck. Alright. So it doesn't say to reveal it. So they just come into play engaged with me. So we don't have to discard a card because it's not revealed. But what I do have to do, I don't have to, but I'm gonna do, is play Band Together for 2 resources for my 2 allies. And I'm gonna play Pulsar Shield for my 3rd one to come into play. Power Man, who comes into play again with 2 chi counters on him. I'm going to have Power Man do some punching here. But first things first, let's get Blue Marvel to go ahead and hit and defeat this Outriders. Goodbye, Outriders. I hardly knew ye. And then we're going to have Power Man attack. He enters play with 2 chi counters. Discard any number of chi counters from Power Man. Guess how many that's going to be. 1, 2. He gets +2 attack for each chi counter discarded this way until the end of the phase. So he's 4 attack, and we are going to do that 4 attack. And we are going to put a damage on him. 2 damage because he's got 2 under there. So that's 4 damage. We'll call it 5 damage. We'll call it 6 damage. 6 damage, more than enough to beat Ebony Maw. So we had to deal with 1 extra round there. It got a little bit dicey, but it all worked out. So what do I think? Alright, so if you haven't been keeping track of Marvel Champions, I love how every villain feels different. There's never been a mechanic like this spell mechanic before. It's really cool. These cards aren't overly poweredly broken against you, but they all have Surge, which means you put them into play, and normally you'd have to draw another card. Now, all of these were not revealed, so we just ended up putting them in play. It's kind of neat. The worse their effects are, they've got the timing right. The worse their effects are, the more counters they start with, so the longer you have to deal with it. But it's this like looming sense of dread. If I didn't survive here, if I didn't make it through this, I was going to take 6 damage, and all my allies were going to take 2 damage. That would have been enough to literally wipe out every ally I had and kill me if I hadn't flipped and healed this turn. So I like what they're doing here. I like Ebony Maw. It's a fun first encounter, right? You got to remember, Rhino's a first encounter. In Red Skull, I'm trying to remember, Band of Badoom was a first encounter, although Galaxy's Most Wanted was way harder, I think, just across the board than this set looks like it was as far as the first encounter goes. But let's see if there's anything else we missed. We did see a lot of stuff. Gamma Blast, so there's 3 Gamma Blasts in the deck. That's pretty cool. All these we've already seen. More Moxie. White Tiger. Love that card. Love that card. Speed of Light, just change forms. So she has a lot of ways. There's another one, change forms and draw a card. Pulsar Shield, again, I love that that's a defensive ability. You could do it on defense. Really cool. She had an Avengers Mansion, another Moxie. So we got to see all of her cards pretty much going through. I'm not going to spoil the rest of Ebony Maw's deck, and I'm also not going to spoil the story. If you noticed, I didn't go into the story here. We just played this as a one-off encounter. But that's because I didn't want to spoil the story. I just wanted you to get a feel for what Ebony Maw was all about and what Spectrum was all about. I had a lot of fun with her. I think she's really cool. She's going to be very fun to play with. She has her weaknesses, right? 1-1-1 is a weakness. You can only do one thing at a time. But I love characters that are flexible the way she is. She can switch from form to form to form. And then, of course, all the cards that came in her deck, leadership's already super powerful. To get all these cards to go with them is going to make it even better. But I don't think it changes the power curve too much. I think it's going to replace some of the older cards that were in there. So, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this. I had a lot of fun with Spectrum. I was a little worried when I knew that you were going to have to like choose one form to be in and that you could only do one thing really well. I was a little worried about her, but she ended up being a lot of fun. So that's it for my Spectrum / Monica Rambeau playthrough. Come back later on the One Stop Co-op Shop stream channel. Later today, we're going to have Adam Warlock against Corvus Blade and Proxima Midnight. It's called the Tower Defense Mission. So come back and see what that's all about, because we haven't really had a defense mission before. So it'll be interesting. Again, I'm not going to spoil the story, but we will go through and show you Adam Warlock's mechanics as well as the other two. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you soon. Bye!